Hello.
Hello.
And hi, everyone. Welcome to A Couple of Sassholes podcast. I'm Brooklyn Johnson.
And I'm Heather Terry.
And for anyone who doesn't know, this is our power hour of true crime where we talk about fucked up people doing fucked up shit, usually for fucked up reasons or sometimes for no reasons at all.
That's right.
And today we're going to be going on a serial killer spree.
Oh.
Because those are always spicy. And today we're going to talk about the chameleon killer.
Ooh.
Because I always have to give you the little titty taste in the very beginning.
Titty taste.
I just have to start this one by, I don't know what is mentally wrong with me.
You want me to answer? Oh.
No, not yet. No. That whenever I'm extremely stressed out and I am really short on time,
Yes.
I pick a fucking serial killer. And everyone knows that a serial killer takes the most effort and the most time because there are multiple murders.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate myself for it.
You do that a lot.
I do.
I thought that the second I saw it, I was like, this is going to be a week where she's like,
Why did I do that to myself?
Right.
Fucking 14 pages of my fucking school book report here. Last night doing that shit until like 6:30. Honestly, everything started to blur in my head that I was starting to second guess my own shit again. And I'm like, this is what is happening. My stepson gets married in less than 48 hours.
Yeah.
And we are a part of the wedding, which
Right.
means shit is going down in fucking Johnsontown.
Yeah.
And I'm stressed out. I had 72 kindergartners on a field trip at my job today, this morning. I was up at 5 a.m. baking bread, and I think I'm losing it.
I mean, just you telling me that made me a little exhausted.
I was like, I literally have to just tell our listeners where the fuck my mental health is. And I left it in my car.
Yeah. Oh, no. I think you left it at a truck stop or like a rest area in Floribama or something. I don't
Yes.
feel like it's in your car.
It's a lot. You know what? You're right. It's somewhere I have to go and pick up, and it will take me a few days to get there.
Yeah, it's like FedEx did it, and you know where it's like, it's left the shipping facility. It's en route, and then it goes all over the place.
Yes,
then...
it goes like 3 states over to the left, like past your house. Oh. I'm pulling it through.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to need everyone to just feel good vibes for me right now. Feel good vibes. I'm going to give you everything I have in this episode today.
Good vibes.
Yes.
That's a Boss Babe quote.
Oh my gosh. I'm just doing the best I can with what I got. And what I got is an empty tank.
I literally have an empty tank.
Oh
like,
my God. She always does.
That's where I'm at emotionally anyway. And you know why? Can I tell you why?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I specifically, you told me what you were going to mention.
Uh-huh.
Like on the case. I don't know shit about fuck.
Yeah.
Because I haven't had a lot of free time to look it up.
I mean, all you do is just sit around anyway.
I'm lazy.
God. Yeah, right. God. You sit down for 20 minutes. She's like, oh my God, I'm being lazy right now. I'm like, no, you're sitting like most people do. They sit down.
Mental health issues, man. They're difficult. They're hard to work with.
Times are hard. No, so the Murdaugh case, which if you're listening to this, you probably know, but if you don't, he was convicted in 2023 for the 2021 killings of his wife Maggie and his son Paul at their house, and there was a bunch of drama wrapped up in that.
So much because the son had gotten drunk, just filling people in. The son had gotten drunk, wrecked a boat, didn't give two fucks, ended up killing a young girl in that wreck.
Yep.
And then some other shit with money that I don't remember.
Oh, yeah. But, like, it's all over the place. There's 400 documentaries about it. He covered up for years. Anyway, so this week, actually, I think it was like, I don't even know what fucking day it is, Thursday. Like 2 days ago or a day. Who cares? Either way, very recently, the South Carolina Supreme Court overturned his conviction.
How the fuck?
And he gets a brand new trial. Now, here's the thing. The county clerk there, her name was Becky Hill. She improperly influenced jurors during the trial. So, like, from what I heard
Becky
through the grapevine. So she was one of them that was in charge of them on their smoke breaks. So they'd go outside to take their smoke break. She's like, "Now you guys make sure you pay attention. You're going to want to hear this." Or like leading comments. Like she gave them little commentary. She just kept her fucking mouth shut.
Yes,
Becky. But anyway, so that and then. She said something like one of the jurors came forward and said that she told him not to be fooled by Murdaugh's testimony. Like, you can't.
You know better.
And they're like, watch how he acts. And like, she was basically
leading the witnesses,
dumping tea all over him when they were just trying to rip a cig because they were involved in a high profile case, getting paid in a cold bologna sandwich and $12 a day probably. But
yeah.
And then there was
$7 after the government.
And then there was some kind of other stuff like, the prosecution showed extra evidence they didn't need to show, which could have swayed blah. But so the judge that was on that trial is now retired. So they have a brand new judge. This case has literally been everywhere. So I don't even know. They're going to have to go to the moon to get someone that hasn't seen anything about it.
Movies have already come out.
Yeah.
You know,
so
movies have already. Like, once there's a movie where we have a high profile actress playing the mom, I'm already like remembering the movie and I'm like, impossible.
I have a t-shirt you got me with his face on it. So like
we know he did it.
I know, but like now we have to spend taxpayer money and go through this all again. And I'm like, I'm always nervous because we tell so many stories about when they redo it. It just takes one freaking person to cause a mistrial. So I'm nervous. This is stupid.
It is stupid. It makes my belly ache a little bit.
Well, yeah, because double jeopardy. Because if they don't get in this time, they can't get him again. So, right. So, anywho, that's what's happening in true crime world. My asshole is clenched.
Same. Mm-hmm. So, quick question. Who do you think is the worst serial killer and why?
Whoa! Really?
Yeah. Just off the top of your head.
Jeez. The fish guy. Ted Bundy was pretty bad, but I'm trying to think of ones that aren't. Albert Fish was pretty bad, and his was like kids and stuff. He was
terrible. Yeah. I personally, my two was the toolbox killer.
Well, yeah.
Because of the way he tortured his victims. And Ted Bundy because he literally asked women for help and looked like a victim and then killed them. Today, I'm going to give you a different serial killer, and I'm going to give you different reasons to hate someone new.
Oh, good. Put more hate in my heart.
I mean, it's kind of full, but if we can squeeze a little more in there.
I know. Did you guys notice that? Did you notice her little segue? That was very smooth.
Thank you.
You're a smooth operator.
Oh, stop.
That was pretty good.
Stop it.
What the
I've had 18 things of caffeine.
8 things? What's a thing of caffeine?
I took caffeine pills. I've had cold brew. It's going to be good. It's going to be great, guys. Okay, let's go. So Wikipedia, NHGov for the timeline, New Hampshire Public Radio, ABC News, WMUR9, Bear Brook, NHPR Podcast, missingkids.org, oxygen.com, New Hampshire Department of Justice. Only took a few resources.
I love that you took the deepest breath when you said oxygen. But anyway,
I didn't even put that together. All right, I want you to try and picture the stillness of Bear Brook State Park in November of 1985.
Okay.
It's that deep New Hampshire woods, quiet. It's covering about 10,000 acres of just gorgeous forest. Okay. Absolutely beautiful place. Now, what usually happens on this podcast with a lot of woods? We always find a body.
Yeah.
This one is no different. Where am I? Not just one, though. This isn't going to be an easy crime to solve. We're going to make this hard and complicated, and we're going to span it over 40 years so that I can get myself confused, because that's what I did today.
40 years?
40 years.
Oh, I hate this guy already.
Yes. Our what the fuck moments will be plentiful. And our confusion on how the absolute fuck these things happened, my God, it will all be absolute. I'm going to give you so many moments of how the fuck? What? I'm going to give you those. That's what I'm giving you today.
I love this prologue. When did we start writing prologues? I love this.
I have no idea. I feel like I kind of always do.
You leaned in harder. I love it.
This one's because
this year. New year.
Oh, I'm just trying to become a better writer. The 70s will always be the time of the serial killer in my mind, and this story will affirm.
Oh, no.
All right. So in 1985, I mentioned Bear Brook State Park in Allenstown, New Hampshire. A hunter, because it's always a hunter, that stumbles across a rusted 55-gallon steel drum. Well, fuck. That's never a good sign. Those are either intense chemicals, meth, or a dead body.
In the woods?
I don't know.
Oh, no. I'm just thinking.
I was just thinking of Breaking Bad, and I feel like they had a steel drum, but there was probably a body in it. Anyway. Local children, including an 11-year-old Jesse Morgan, had actually seen the barrel months earlier while playing hide and seek, recalling that there was an absolutely putrid smell that ended up driving them away. I watched a documentary. Guess what I didn't do? Write it down. Tell you what it is or how to get it. It was 2020. Yes. Dateline 2020.
Wait, that's 2 shows.
Is it?
Yeah.
It was 2020.
Dateline 2020 would be like the best show. Yeah. But it would be like the love child of both of like the big dogs.
Heard. So just the solo big dog of 2020.
Got it.
Season 43 or 48. Who really knows?
It's on a show somewhere.
Yes. And it was about the chameleon killer.
Okay.
What really tickles my fancy is like discrepancies and things because it really just drives me up the fucking wall. So it's this, I believe it's this guy who I just mentioned who like he implies he had found it, but through court records, they say it was a hunter. So I don't know if these kids who would play hide and seek on their four-wheelers stumbled across it, found it, and then just didn't tell their parents. And then this hunter found it, called the cops.
Okay.
Okay. So yes, I said that I guess the cops weren't called back then. Anyway, the barrel is open and inside, wrapped in heavy plastic like trash bags, were the remains of a young woman and a child. Forensic examination revealed the victims. Eventually, I'm telling you eventually because it's so far out there. But this is my moment that I'm going to tell you who was found in that barrel. Was Marlise Honeychurch and her eldest daughter, Marie Vaughn. They had been slaughtered, suffering blunt force trauma to their heads before being decapitated.
Jeez.
Yes. They were buried in a local cemetery under a donated headstone that simply read, "Known only to God." For 15 years, these two souls sat in a cold case file, unidentified and unmourned by the world that didn't even know they were missing. Yes, there's so much more to this, but this is where we're going to start.
Okay.
But here's the part that will floor me and it will blow you away. And we are going to sit here and we are just going to say, what? What? For 15 years, as investigators hit wall after wall because they still didn't know who was in the barrel.
Right.
A second barrel sat, are you ready? Just 300 motherfucking feet away.
Oh.
In the same thicket of brush as the first barrel.
I mean, if you're deep out there, though,
300 feet away.
It's not 100 yards, so a football field.
Which means they
were on the other side of a football field.
From a cop experience, I feel like they would do like a 2-mile perimeter
100%.
around.
I was just trying to mentally
I
math
appreciate
it up.
you for doing it. And that was pretty hot, honestly. That was pretty fucking hot. So I just have to say that.
So there's another one.
There's another barrel that is not found that is just sitting there for years and years. We'll eventually talk about it. It wasn't until 2000 that a trooper revisited the site when he was still looking into the case and found a second drum, and it was containing the body of 2 more children.
2000? The year 2000?
The year 2000. We're going to jump 1985 all the way up until, I'm not even going to fucking tell you the year because you're going to be like, what? Okay. So for decades, the Allenston Four, which was essentially 2 until it became 4 later on, were ghosts, nameless and forgotten until a trail of digital breadcrumbs finally began to smoke 4,000 miles away. So anyway, let's do it. Before we get too deep, let's address the elephant in the room. The fact that a mother and a child/children went so long without there being missing persons reports or how they didn't comb the area.
Right.
As to combing the area, I don't know. They just fucking suck. Now, as for how people didn't have missing persons reports on them, it was the 70s. So no cell phones, no Facebook updates, no internet. We weren't living in a time of digital footprints, cars with tracking systems, concerns for people just not giving us a call. It's a wild motherfucking time, but the details will eventually play themselves out. Another big old piece to the puzzle is how easy it was to move around and sort of take up a new identity. From all the shit I mentioned before, if you didn't want to be found, by God, you wouldn't be.
Yeah.
This helped our killer continuously move, change names, and eventually become a chameleon. Insert my foreshadowing moment. So in 1978 in La Puente, California, Marlise Honeychurch finds a new love. Marlise was 24, a woman described by her sisters as bubbly and quirky. She was a mother who loved her daughters, Mary and Sarah, more than anything. But she was also vulnerable, isolated by the geography of a new move. She finds love with Terry Rasmussen.
Oh.
A fellow with striking blue eyes who was born on December 23rd, 1943. This means he was about 34 dating a 24-year-old.
Thanks for that, because I was like, fun to carry the 2.
I would have never noticed the age discrepancy at all if it wasn't for the fact that in that documentary, Marlise's like family talks, and I'll get into that more, but they mentioned the age discrepancy in there. Feel free to toss up the photo of Terry Rasmussen in his younger years. So Terry was kind of a little bit of a fox. He was always losing his hair like young, but he had these striking blue eyes that kind of made people, I don't know, get weak in the knees. Now, it was believed that following a heated Thanksgiving argument with her mother, likely over the age of her new lover, her family had said that her mom was like, he's too old.
Yeah.
And after that fight, basically, Rasmussen, I'm always going to call him by his last name because fuck cunts. He bombed Marlise, promising a fresh start elsewhere. She chose to follow him, taking 9-year-old Marie and 11-month-old Sarah with her. Another moment I want to highlight here is we will see super quick jumps from relationships, giving birth, and marrying people. Like legit saw one of the timelines, and within the same year, people are remarried. It's a wild state of affairs. I can tell you that. I don't even know if I'm going to get the timelines where I say them so much. And then the crazy thing too, once more, what floors me is when you find like incorrect information in like public record. Like I had to quadruple check the DNA of one of these kids.
Oh.
And it's still wrong on one of the things. And I was like, maybe I need to sleep.
That's probably true.
I'm like, this has now confused me. Whatever appropriate timelines we believe should be in place before dating somebody new, getting over them, or literally just letting your vagina heal after giving birth and finding a new man, toss them into the wind. Because all of these women had like 4-year-old babies. Or 4-month-old, sorry. Like fresh new
I was like, I feel like they'd be
that they went through divorces. And like,
And here comes Terry.
We ain't in the 2020s no more. Well, I mean, we were probably always judgy, but man, I swear to you, you would have thought this shit was 1816 and our asses couldn't buy our own land. That is what I gotta say. All right, so who's Terry Rasmussen? Terry Peter Rasmussen was born in Denver, Colorado. He spent much of his childhood in Arizona and attended North High School in Phoenix before dropping out during his sophomore year in 1960. A year later, he enlisted in the United States Navy, where he was trained as an electrician and served until 1967. On paper, Rasmussen looked fairly ordinary for a while, a Navy vet with a trade skill, a wife, and eventually 4 children. But behind closed doors, some other shit's going down.
Always.
By the late 1960s and early 1970s, Rasmussen was married and moving his family between Arizona and California. We are going to change state lines so many times. I hope you guys aren't paying attention to the gas bill.
Oh.
Family members would later describe him as physically abusive and volatile.
Boo.
I know. One of his sons recalled being burned with cigarette butts.
Why they always got to do that?
Because they're fuckers, man.
That would hurt.
Yes.
Bad.
Yes, it would. In 1975, after Rasmussen was arrested for aggravated assault, his wife took the children and left him for good. The family would only see him one last time, sometime around 1975 or 76, when he unexpectedly showed up with an unidentified woman before disappearing again. Their divorce was finalized in 1978, and thank God that his wife kicked his brutal ass to the curb.
Yeah.
Because more shit's going to happen. What followed was years of drifting across the country under a growing list of aliases. Rasmussen lived in states all over the U.S., including California, Texas, Oregon, Hawaii, and eventually New Hampshire. He frequently traveled with women and children, often creating the appearance of a normal family life while hiding behind fake names and fabricated stories. He worked mostly as an electrician for oil and gas companies, allowing him to move often and avoid putting down any roots.
Yeah, I was trying to think, like, most of the time when you hear about transients, Hawaii doesn't make the cut.
I think that was because he was in the Navy.
Oh, yeah. No, but I was thinking, I was piecing it together myself. But yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned Hawaii.
You know what else?
What?
He got all these jobs, and I have no clue how he changed his identity.
Back then, you probably just rewrite it on a Post-it or some shit. Like, It's not like they don't hold it up to the light.
Were they not checking your socials?
I mean, they probably just make shit up. I don't know. It feel like from all the studying and shit that we've done that, like, it was so easy to do it back then.
I guess so. Just fill out the paperwork and put fake information. They don't do the checks,
It's not like they run it. They're just like, oh, you're good.
Yeah.
You're like, I went to Stanford. No, you didn't.
I'm a CIA agent.
That's like 9 out of 10 of my stories.
Yes. All right, back in.
Okay.
So Marlise and Rasmussen didn't just move. They vanished into a void. For the families left behind, there were no cell phone pings to track or Facebook statuses to check. Just a decades-long silence that you think is your fault because you got into an argument with her one time. One of her siblings was like crying because I believe, and I could be wrong, guys. Please do not attack, but my emotions can't cope with it. But I believe that her mother died before they figured everything out. And so, like, her mom had thought her daughter just never wanted to talk to her again because of that. And that she picked Rasmussen over them. It's so fucking sad. But we're going to pivot because he did. And that's where I'm going to leave that part.
Okay.
By 1981, Rasmussen had already drifted to Manchester, New Hampshire, operating under the alias Bob Evans. Yes, like the breakfast joint and the Sausage King. When he picked that name, I was like, I'm going to assume that's before the Red Barn Bob Evans occurred.
Right.
Because it just makes me chuckle.
It's like the Midwest side dish king over here.
Yes. He makes me think of biscuits and gravy.
Mashed potatoes.
He was working as a head electrician at Wambeck Mills, looking every bit the wary blue-collar worker. While in Manchester, he was arrested several times for minor crimes, including theft, writing bad checks, and diverting electricity. He was an electrician. He's like, I'm going to take John's electricity. It was here he met Denise Bowden. Now, Denise was a loving mother to her six-month-old daughter, Dawn, but like Marlise before her, she disappeared shortly after a family Thanksgiving. Now, why wasn't she reported missing? Well, now it's the early 80s. Families often told themselves comfortable lies to survive the pain of a sudden departure of a family member. Denise's family assumed she had left to escape financial troubles, and she was also looking for a clean break. Now, Rasmussen exploited this grace period to clear the slate. Now, how did he do that? Well, he left New Hampshire, but only with the infant Dawn. Where is Denise? Honestly, we do not know, but she is indeed presumed dead. That he killed her somewhere in California, though her body has yet to be recovered, from what I could find of this date.
I hate that for her family.
Yes. And as you know, Marlise, you already know that she was found in the barrel and one of her children.
Mm-hmm.
So... he shows up to this new town with a young baby that he doesn't call Dawn. No, because that's her real name. No. He names her Lisa.
Oh, I figured it'd be like Betty Crocker or something.
Right. Betty. Now, sadly, Lisa is not taken care of.
No.
She's underfed. She looks dirty a lot and just not cared for. Not to mention he's arrested in 1985. What year did I say this was? Where was I?
I feel like it was in the 80s.
Yeah, 1981. 1985, he was arrested while living in California under the name Curtis Kimball. We now have a third name for driving under the influence and child endangerment.
Oh, did they get that baby? Oh.
But before the case could move forward, Rasmussen disappeared and failed to show up in court. Again, trash fucking human. I can't imagine how scary this was for this little girl. She was a bebe when her mom met Rasmussen.
Yeah, you said 6 months old.
Yes.
She ain't gonna remember his.
Now, we don't know the amount of time, per se, that her mother, Denise, was alive. And so, but at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter. This is a little girl that's with a man that she knows is not her father.
Yeah.
And is not being taken care of. While I believe he's living in this RV park in California, he kind of creates this like foster parent situation with another couple that lives there. They have another child and they love the idea of adopting her. They also are seeing this, right? Like they know that she's not being taken care of. So they're like, we have a daughter. I believe that the kid was around maybe the same age. So they were like, we would love to have another kid. And so Bob Evans drops off his daughter, Lisa, with the couple, and they're all excited. And they're actually like preparing adoption paperwork. Like
like a legit one.
Yeah. Like they were like, let's figure out how to like formally adopt this child. And essentially it was like a trial adoption period. They wanted to see if the daughter would do well with the other kid.
Right.
Sadly, they don't get to because Bob Evans never comes back. And because they don't legally have the child, she's put into foster care.
That's so sad.
After they fell in love with her. They lost her. And it's just fucking unbelievable. Whatever.
I hate that.
This occurs in 1986. So we'll just leave Dawn/Lisa on the shelf and we'll pick it up later.
Okay.
By the mid-1980s, so we're there, Terry Rasmussen was cycling through aliases almost as quickly as he was moving from state to state. He continued drifting through the western United States until 1988 when he was arrested again, this time using the name Jerry Mockerman, after being caught driving a stolen vehicle. Investigators fingerprinted him during the arrest, and for the first time, law enforcement was able to connect multiple aliases back to the same man. Doesn't matter. Homeboy ends up disappearing again, right? Because it's not his name. They have a fingerprint.
Yeah.
Not his name. In 1989, Rasmussen was convicted and sentenced to 3 years. Oh, wait. Look at that. My bad. I jumped again. Fuck. So anyway, he does get arrested and he does serve time. So 1989, he's convicted and he's sentenced to 3 years in prison for child abandonment of his fake daughter, Lisa. A related child abuse charge was ultimately dropped, something many believe was a part of the plea agreement. But even prison wouldn't keep him contained for long. After being paroled in 1990, 1 year. So he barely did 2 of his 3 years.
Oh, God.
He immediately disappeared again, violating parole and becoming a fugitive once more. What I don't know, and my apologies for not knowing this, I don't know if he was arrested as Terry Rasmussen.
Oh, yeah.
Like, do they believe his name's Bob Evans? Do they believe his name is Jerry Mockerman? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I do not know. The biggest issue here, so sorry, real quick, because now I remember. I was like, why the fuck did this happen the way it did? This was at the time when states, they did not have anything digital and states did not communicate.
Oh, yeah.
So he could have truly been Bob Evans in Ohio and fucking Jerry Mockerman in Illinois and then fucking Terry Rasmussen in Kentucky, and no one would know.
Yeah. How did he pick these fucking names?
Out of a hat, bro.
Like, I can't take you seriously when you say Bob Evans. Every time you say it, I'm like,
this is a joke.
This is fake.
After years of disappearing and reinventing himself, Terry Rasmussen resurfaced once again in 1999.
Oh.
Under the alias Larry Vanner. Around that time, he was introduced to the family of Unsoon Jun, who is this brilliant chemist in California who had immigrated from South Korea. She had a gentle soul and a family that absolutely did not fucking take to her not answering the phone calls.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. Because if you want to ask me what the fuck Terry Rasmussen, his biggest mistake was not getting with the times or fucking around with the South Korean chick.
I mean,
that family tie ain't no joke.
Especially in Asian cultures, they're like family is above everything. They move in with their parents they move their parents in when they get older. They still live with them.
They live with them until they get married. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about Koreans, but
I'm just making assumptions.
We really just tied an entirely 5 different types of ethnicities into one because we are white bitches.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like,
we're like, oh, that could be Japanese. That could be the Chinese that do that.
I don't know. I just said Asian. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. So the two quickly became involved and later participated in an unofficial marriage ceremony in 2001. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Is that like a witch waves a wand over you on a beach somewhere? What does that mean?
I don't know.
Unofficial.
Maybe they did something like that worked more for Unsoon's her background. I don't know.
Maybe they just didn't have the paperwork.
Yes, that is definitely what an unofficial marriage means, Heather.
I need a nap.
Same.
Okay.
To those around them, Rasmussen, or Vanner, once again appeared to be building a quiet, normal life. Let me please jump back 1 year to 2000, because this was the only way, in my mind, this timeline was going to work out. So this is 2001, Unsoon.
Got it.
Now we're going to go back 1 year to 2000, where the second barrel has finally been found. So in May of 2000, the Bear Brook mystery took a turn that proved this wasn't just a local tragedy. It was something so much worse. As I mentioned, just 300 feet away from where the first barrel was found, a New Hampshire state trooper discovered a second drum. Inside were 2 more children, their bodies preserved in a grim capsule of plastic and rust. One was Sarah McWaters, Marlisa's youngest daughter. The other was a little girl who would be known for decades as the middle child. They do not know who this child is.
Oh.
Now we're going to take a breath here because the weight of what follows is staggering. While the other 3 victims in the barrels were related to one another, DNA testing eventually proved that the middle child was biologically unrelated to Marlise Honeychurch. He was Terry and I write that and I'm like, that is wrong. I don't even know why because that middle child was Terry Rasmussen's daughter.
Got it.
He killed his daughter. He killed his wee baby daughter.
Mm.
And everything else, like my apologies for not skimming this before after fucking writing it all yesterday. But Marlise had a child with him.
Mm-hmm.
And that was his own flesh and blood. She had literally done nothing but exist, and he discarded her. So the Bear Brook discoveries, right? Barrel 1 was in 1985. Marlise Honeychurch, the mother, and Marie Vaughn, the eldest daughter. Barrel 2, 2000. Cyril McWaters, the youngest daughter, and Rhea Rasmussen, Rasmussen's biological daughter. Wonderboy Media is not only the proud producer of this glorious magic imploring your ear holes right now, but they're also a big deal.
Get in touch with them today to make all of your dreams a freaking reality.
From using their bangin' ass podcast studio,
where we are right now,
to creating amazing videos and editing our content like the mystical mavericks they are.
Your podcast can go further when you have a Wonder Boy.
Hit up Drew today at WBOYmedia.com.
Or text him day or night at 270.
Just kidding.
Does your face look like a mugshot lately?
Then it is officially time for you to visit Hetef Aesthetics in Owensboro, Kentucky or Nashville, Tennessee.
That's right. Go see our girl Amber Teasley and her team because they'll have your face and your skin look like a damn filter.
And their staff is absolutely amazing. It's like a mini Botox party, which personally is my favorite. You leave looking fresher and you don't have a hangover.
Another good thing is that if you go in there and you tell them that A Couple of Sassholes sent you, you get 15% off of everything.
That's unbelievable. So if you have been considering getting that glow up and making that ex jealous, it's time. All right, so in Barrel 2, which was found again in 2000, was Sarah McWaters, who was the youngest daughter of Marlise Honeychurch, and Rhea Rasmussen. So they know that child was not genetically attached to Marlise and the other two daughters.
Oh.
So they know that it's Rasmussen's, but they don't know who the mother is at the time.
Oh.
And now it takes the investigation coast to coast. It's a hunt for a man who would kill his own child.
Yeah.
Imagine finding a young woman and 3 children.
That's awful.
In barrels. And then realizing that one of these children does not have the genetic makeup of the other ones. Yeah. It's utterly insane.
Yeah.
So Barrel 1, which was found in, if I say fucking Barrel 1, found in 1985, one more fucking time, y'all better be taking some shots of Fireball. Those poor souls weren't confirmed until 2017.
Jeez.
And they announced it publicly, I believe, in 2019.
I was like, they probably got their ducks in a row before they went to the press.
I think they were trying to figure out more. What was hard about this one was the genealogy of trying to... They didn't have fucking driver's license right out beside the barrel for them to figure out who she was. So then they're testing up against other family members of missing people in the area that it could have been.
Right.
Barrel 2, which was found in 2000, Sarah was confirmed in that 2017 to 19 range. Mm-hmm. Rhea Rasmussen's identity wasn't confirmed until 2024. And here's what made it so hard.
That's so long.
This one's so challenging, was them trying to figure this one out. Because back in the mid-1970s, a woman named Pepper Reed was in a relationship with Terry Rasmussen.
Okay.
I love her name more than anything. Pepper Reed.
I love the name Pepper.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Her family last saw her in Houston, Texas during Christmas of 1975. At the time, Pepper was pregnant with Rasmussen's child.
Oh.
Relatives believe she may have later moved to California with him, but after that, they never heard from her again. Over time, Pepper essentially vanished from public records and was eventually considered a missing person. Pepper gave birth to a daughter named Rhea Rasmussen in 1976, and for decades, nobody knew what had happened to the little girl. Then in a devastating breakthrough announced in 2025, investigators confirmed that Rhea was the youngest child whose remains had been discovered in the second barrel in the Bear Brook back in 2000.
That...
Unbelievable, right?
That is crazy.
Unbelievable.
That's crazy as fuck.
Authorities believe she was likely between 2 and 4 years old when she was killed. Her identification marked another major step in untangling Rasmussen's long trail of violence, false identities, and missing women, while also finally giving a name back to a child who had been unidentified for nearly 25 years. Now, what was also sad too is like Pepper Reed's photo, the photo that's shown all over about her, she's like licking a spoon on her birthday, and they believe that was the last birthday she had.
Oh.
Once more, Pepper Reed's body was never found.
I have a question because I'm going to get blue balls if I don't ask you now. Mm-hmm. Are you going to tell me why the fuck he did all this? Do I need
I'm
to
gonna
shut
keep
my
going.
mouth?
No, yes.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm going to probably leave you with one nut full and one kind of ejaculated. Because honestly,
Like what?
there's
Why?
no motive. There's really no motive.
Normally you're like, well, his mom used to let her
I've got
friends
nothing.
molest him or some shit.
Nope.
Like,
Nothing.
just a piece of shit, huh?
Yeah. Just a violent cuntwad.
Ugh.
All right, so I'm going to apologize for jumping all over the place. But now it's time to get back to Larry Vanner and his wife, girlfriend, and
Terry Larry. Terry is Larry.
In June 2002, Unsoon suddenly vanished.
No.
Rasmussen, Larry Vanner, told people conflicting stories about where she had gone, raising suspicions among her family members. Oh, she wasn't feeling well, or oh, she's not here. Oh, she would just hopped in the shower.
Oh, you just missed her. She went down the
She doesn't
Piggly
feel
Wiggly.
like talking right now.
Like, what the fuck?
Her mother on the documentary was like, if you do not put my daughter on the phone, I'm going to call the police. She has 24 hours to call me. And he's like, oh, wait. She had a breakdown and she went to Oregon for help. I have no idea why he said to Oregon and for help. I'll never understand.
What?
I don't know. She's a brilliant chemist. I think
Yeah.
she can create her own little cocktail of goodies to help her feel a little better.
Right.
It's
That's such a bad lie.
I know.
Ugh.
It's safe to say no one bought it. This
Yeah.
isn't 1978, motherfucker. It's 2002, and this shit ain't flying. Detective Roxanne Grunhind started searching the home like the bad bitch she is.
Get it, Roxy.
She's the tits, man. All I can say is the motherfucking tits. She has this like vibe about her that you're like, I'm not even fucking playing here. I fucking love her. She found an axe leaned against a wall and an enormous pile of cat litter in a crawl space. Nearly 250 pounds of it.
No, that's unnecessary.
Which they said ended up being 10 bags. I had to tell you this because I didn't write it and I'm going to do it right here. Roxanne literally had gone to one of the places, I can't remember where, if it was a store that he had gone to. Like when we get to the court part of things, she literally was at a place that was near where Rasmussen had been at one point, and she remembered when she was standing there that because they couldn't figure out how to get the cat litter as like a proof evidence, you know?
Right.
And she remembered when she was standing there, she was like, that's a really cool pet store.
Oh.
So she goes back to it. She goes up to him and she was like, hey, has anyone
bought 482 bags of cat
bought
litter?
a lot of cat litter?
Yeah.
And they go, yeah, it's so crazy. This guy came in and bought 10 bags of it. And the guy literally knew. He paid in cash, and I don't know if they used a camera that was in the store, but that was one of the biggest pieces, was trying to find where he bought it, and the guy remembered him.
Wow. Well,
obviously because of that, but it was his blue eyes.
Yeah, his eyes are very piercing,
Yeah.
but people just usually aren't casually going to
250 pounds.
10 bags is so much like Tiger King didn't even have that down there for them big cats. You don't need that.
It's crazy. Now, hidden beneath the litter, Grunhind had discovered a mummified human foot wearing a single flip-flop, and it was Unsoon. Authorities determined that she had died from blunt force trauma to the head. Rasmussen / Vanner, arrogant and seemingly confident in the anonymity of everything he's fucking done, volunteered his fingerprints for a background check.
He did?
I don't know why he did that.
Yeah.
Cocky. This ended up being his final mistake. The prints didn't just link him to Unsoon's murder. They tore through his aliases.
Yeah.
Curtis Kimball, Gordon Jensen, Bob Evans, and currently Larry Vanner, and that he is Terry Rasmussen. She realized that he had no digital footprint because he had spent his entire life running from the things he'd done. Rasmussen was arrested in November of 2002 and eventually pleaded no contest to charges connected to Unsoon's murder and dismemberment in 2003. I say dismemberment. There was dismemberment. He was sentenced to 15 years to life in prison, though at the time, investigators still had no idea they were dealing with a man tied to one of New Hampshire's most haunting unsolved cases.
I mean,
They still didn't know yet. The case moved from a local murder to historic forensic breakthrough through the tireless work of genetic genealogist Barbara Ray Venter and an online sleuth, Rebecca Heath.
Okay.
These women are so badass. Like, all of the women working the case made me so happy that I am a woman. I just got so scared. If anyone's actually watching this video, there's 2 blank pages.
I saw the look.
And I was like,
It's like, all right, now we're going from memory. That would be a funny April Fool's joke. I'm going to do that too.
That was terrible. In 2015, they returned a name to the abandoned child, Lisa. She was Dawn Boudin, the baby taken from New Hampshire in 1981. This was the thread that finally tied the California killer back to the barrels in the woods.
Oh.
So the state connections were now kind of taking it back.
Yeah.
Because everything is fucking crazy.
Yeah. Like in all the crossing the lines of jurisdictions and stuff, that didn't happen until like in the last like 20 years. They used to be like very either protective or they just didn't know to do that.
Always.
So like sometimes they would be like, no, this is our case. Like,
that's how serial killers were able to do whatever they did. States didn't talk to each other. There wasn't CODIS.
They either didn't or they didn't want to.
Yeah.
Like
but the answer was they didn't.
Yeah.
Rebecca was on message boards, combing through missing people, checking ancestry sites, trying to find answers to the bodies that had yet to be identified. Barbara Ray Venter did the testing, and they just rocked motherfucking socks. It was those 2 women who were able to tie together the original family of Honeychurch and finally gave her family some closure.
Oh, I mean, that's good, but it's still bad.
Yeah. But we have to say that the progress was shadowed by missed warnings. So Rasmussen had been in custody multiple times for child abandonment, theft, and assault. Yet he slipped through the cracks because databases couldn't talk to each other across state lines. If he would have been arrested, if he would have had one rap sheet of one human, of one name, he wouldn't have gotten out of jail.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have gotten slaps on the wrist. They wouldn't have not had him on a high bond to get out of prison. Like, it just wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Or it would have because, sometimes the judicial system sucks. It took until September of 2025, guys.
No way.
A few months ago.
Stop it.
For the final piece of the Bear Brook puzzle to settle into place. Through the work of the DNA Doe Project and Detective Sergeant Chris Efflick, the middle child was finally identified as Rhea Rasmussen, born in 1976. The discovery of Rhea led investigators to her mother, Pepper Reed, who was last seen in 1975. Like Denise Bowden, Pepper is missing and presumed dead like the other victims. Sorry to suck, because Terry Rasmussen died of natural causes in California, in prison.
When?
2010. 15 years before any of this really came to light. At least 6 years before they figured out the barrels. So he was never charged.
So he didn't.
And he never spoke. He took his 15 years to life with the ability for parole for unsoon, knowing damn motherfucking well that he was a serial killer and had killed multiple other people.
Oh my God. I'm so mad. I'm mad.
As you should be. He was a sexual sadist who burned his own children with cigarettes and slaughtered the women who trusted him most.
That makes me sick to my stomach.
For the survivors, the closure is fucking jagged. Like, this isn't.
Yeah.
They never, like, they didn't even, he died before they ever got to fucking look him in the eye.
Yeah.
And be like, fuck you, motherfucker.
And when I hear natural causes, I think of in your sleep.
So hopefully not. Hopefully he got fucked in his ass a lot still anyway. Like, we know it. What is the one thing every person who's in true crime thinks about? They hope that people who get arrested, do horrific things, get fucked in their ass.
We have said that on this show so many times. I'm like, I hope he holds somebody's pocket. That's what I used to say all the time.
And I always say, I hope they get fucked in the ass. Let's get a shirt made.
Different strokes, different folks.
Let's get a shirt made.
Why would you wear a shirt that just says get fucked?
I hope he gets fucked in the ass. Yours would be, I hope he gets explosive diarrhea.
Yes.
After eating something spicy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. On a highway with no rest areas.
Yes, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
So Marlise Honeychurch and Marie Vaughn were finally laid to rest under their own names in 2019. But Denise, it's Beaudin. Wow, I did that again. But let's do that. Bodine's father died without ever knowing where his daughter's body was.
So sad, because those parents are always like every day working towards it,
And because there has to be guilt for them not calling in a missing person.
Yeah, I mean, back in that time, times were different. Back when I lived in the 70s, no, but like,
Yes.
times were different. Like we've read so many things where it's like, oh, like if you're an adult, you can just walk away from your life. They still say that now.
Yes. I think the big difference, if I may,
You may.
is that I don't know. I'm 38. I was born in 87. I was raised in the complete belief that when you turned 18, you move the fuck out of your house.
Yeah.
There was no hang out, stay, save up for a house, go through school, live at home. None of that shit.
Right.
I was like, get me the fuck out of here. Mm-hmm. And I left.
Right.
At 17, actually. And and of course, I'm still with my family, yada, yada, yada. I love my parents or whatever. But like, it wasn't, you wanted to start you were ready to start your own life.
Yeah. In our time, but that when you
we don't have the same time because I'm younger.
I hope you get explosive diarrhea.
Ugh, I don't.
But yeah, no, when they used to say that, I can't wait to get out of this town. I'm going to get out of it. Like that was the whole mentality. And now it's like everything's expensive. So if you don't care, I'm just going to keep my basement room and go to college.
And that's the difference. So the generations now, they're so much closer because like Jaden, my stepson, he had stayed with us while he was going through his schooling. And he was like, I'm not in a rush. I want to save money so that whenever I do leave, I have the appropriate funding to do so.
Nope.
And he enjoyed being with us.
And we were like, credit cards.
Yes, we're like, give me more debt.
I can vote and I can buy cigarettes and lotto tickets. I should get 9 credit cards.
I think a huge thing, too, is we were rage party monsters. We were both millennials, elder millennials. Fuck off. We're still millennials. Mm-hmm. Not elder millennials, fuck off, because we are elder millennials.
Yeah.
But our thing was we were blacking out in cornfields at 15.
I wasn't. Just her.
Okay, I was older probably was. It was probably 15.
I'm just kidding. I was a raging party monster.
But that's what we were huge drinkers. We were blacking out all the time. We were smoking weed in the house. Like parents did not permit that behavior.
Oh yeah. Well, now it's easier to get in trouble too. Nowadays.
I do not agree.
I do. Ring doorbells, Life 360.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, what I mean though is our behavior when we were 18 was not conducive to living with your parents unless your parents were also dumpster fires. So Jay isn't getting drunk and smoking weed in his room, so he was comfortable living with us.
Yeah.
There wasn't this rebellious thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like what you're saying. I just feel like the connections now maybe or whatever it is, your parents seem to be way closer into your time from 18 to 25 than I personally feel like us kids born in the 80s.
80s, we're a whole different breed anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were before and after internet kids.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So, what about Lisa?
Oh, we have a story.
Dawn. Yeah, we're still in here. Or we'll just keep talking about millennials.
Right.
What about Lisa / Dawn? After Terry Rasmussen abandoned her in California in 1986, Dawn DeShays. Keep in mind, all of these, I think what also got weird was because the kids' last names were the husbands, the previous husbands.
Right.
So the last names didn't connect any of the kids to the mom again.
Yeah. Even
though the mom had full custody of these kids, the last names were the father's names. So it also, I feel like that kind of makes it a little more confusing going from DeShays and Bowden.
Right.
She was taken into protective custody and eventually entered into foster care, right? Now, this is where the story actually gets better. We have a happy ending here because compared to everyone else that was connected to Rasmussen. Dawn was eventually adopted by a loving family and grew up in California without knowing her true identity or what happened to her biological mother. Now, for years, she only knew fragments of her past and that the man she knew as her father had disappeared. So in her mind, in her beliefs, truly, Rasmussen was her dad. She didn't know anyone else.
Yeah.
As an adult, she cooperated with investigators and provided DNA, which became one of the key breakthroughs in unraveling the Bear Brook murders. In 2019, genetic Genealogy confirmed that Lisa was actually Dawn DeShays, the daughter of the missing woman, Denise Bowden. From what's been publicly shared, Dawn has chosen to live a relatively private life despite becoming an important part of one of the most famous genetic genealogy cases in the country. Investigators and journalists involved in the case have often spoken about how resilient she was, especially considering the instability and the trauma she experienced as a child. The families that were torn apart by Terry Rasmussen were able to come together back near Bear Brook State Park in Allenstown to put to rest the victims under their real names. Now, if you watch that documentary, Dawn is there, and she's so sweet, and she calls him her dad, which is also where at points in it you kind of get confused, being like, genetically is it? But in her mind, that was her father.
I mean, yeah.
And she met the aunts and uncles of the honey churches.
Oh, good.
And they were very kind, and she was like, I'm so sorry for what my dad did, because again, he was her father.
Damn.
And so the victim's family and the daughter of the killer were able to have like this really cathartic kind of experience. Though once again, as I mentioned, it was a jagged closure.
Yeah.
Because once again, take a shot. They weren't able to confront the man that killed their sister, their aunt, their mother. They just weren't able to fucking say fuck you.
Yeah, they didn't get to read their victim impact statement at trial.
No. Since Terry Rasmussen was officially connected to the Bear Brook murders in 2017, investigators have continued digging into the many gaps in his timeline, particularly between 1974 and 1985.
So many years.
Authorities have openly stated they believe it is highly unlikely that Rasmussen suddenly stopped killing during those years, raising the disturbing possibility that there are still unidentified victims connected to him. Over the years, Rasmussen has been loosely connected to several disappearances, especially in New Hampshire, where he lived under the alias Sausage King Bob Evans.
Oh my! You said that. I'm like,
one of those cases. So now I'm going to tell you just shitty shit.
Okay.
One of those cases involved 14-year-old Lauren Ron, who vanished from Manchester in 1980, just a mile and a half from Rasmussen's residence. Another woman, Denise Danolt, she disappeared that same year, only blocks away from where Rasmussen was living. Investigators later searched areas connected to Rasmussen after receiving tips, though officials have said no direct evidence tying him to Denault's disappearance has been found. Even now, investigators believe that Rasmussen's full trail of violence may never be completely known, and some believe that he has killed up to 20 people.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Terry Rasmussen, known as the Chameleon Killer, was a serial killer unlike any other. Instead of picking people at random, he lived with them, loved them, and then murdered them, including his own daughter. And that's the story of Terry Fuckhunt Rasmussen, the Chameleon Killer, and his victims.
I forgot how crazy that story is.
Me too.
Like, I knew, like, the high level stuff, but, like, I forgot how crazy that is. And I still, how and why. The whole reason I personally am interested in this true crime genre is because I want to know how and why. And, like, nobody knows because the motherfucker didn't say anything.
Which means, like, so what does that mean thinking about it right now? Like, he didn't do it for the notoriety. He didn't do it because he wanted to be famous. Well, sometimes serial killers do it because they want to live in infamy, right?
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Especially once they get caught. Mm-hmm. So usually once you're caught, even fucking Gacy was like, I didn't do it. And then whenever he was like, oh, all the evidence is there, he was like, I'm the best serial killer in the world.
Right.
And you would think he would, I don't know. He only sat in prison for a handful of years, essentially.
Yeah, for like bad checks.
Yeah, like for amount of holding water was how many years he was fucking in prison before he died.
Yeah.
But I agree. From 1974 to 85, I jumped.
Yeah.
Like, there was no comments on that.
And there's no way he's just like, you know what? I need a break from that. I'm burnt out.
That's a crazy part about it too, is like, these were women that like loved him and
Yeah.
and like chose him and like left their families. So he picked women who had young kids that obviously went through breakups because of the timelines of how young their kids were.
Mm-hmm.
And because they had the last name of the husband, that would imply they were married.
Mm-hmm.
At least my understanding of it. And so then he picks these women with the young kids that are vulnerable. He specifically gets them away from their families, secludes them in a different state,
Mm-hmm.
and then kills them and their children. Or takes one of the kids.
That's nuts.
It makes no sense.
No. None of this makes any sense.
And like the statement, he's a sexual sadist, I'm like, what do we even know of that? Because women didn't live.
Yeah. Nobody got away to tell that to.
Besides his first wife.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So remember and that's had to have been where the information came from. Because not only that, like he had burned his original kids and abused the shit out of her. And that's why she had left.
Right. Well, maybe like it'd be like if one of those women, because you said they were with him for a little bit, they like lived together.
We don't know how, we have idea how many years. But yes.
But they were,
years.
it wasn't like they went on one date.
Yes.
So
years.
like, it'd be like if you started dating somebody, you're going to tell your best friend, like, he likes to do this really weird stuff. Like, you know.
Yeah, but he moved them to a new location.
True.
Shortly, he loved bombed them.
Yeah.
Made them fall head over heels.
Yeah.
And then moved them somewhere and then pivoted completely.
Then he's like, let's go to Oregon for some help. Fucking lie. I hate when they tell dumb lies. And they all do.
And I think the saddest part of it was that it like they had no way of figuring out who these kids were. Right. And like how they were tied together.
Yeah, because back then, you know, dad trumped all anyway. So even if they weren't married, they're still going to get their dad's name. Like if they list the dad.
Oh, I'm talking about like because they were found in the barrels. Like there was no way to find out the identity of the kids. And that's why it took 25 years.
Yeah, because their names were different too, right?
Right. But there was no DNA to test it against.
That's true.
Yeah. So yes.
Yeah.
So the big part of it was that, yes, they had their DNA and they knew it was a body, but they had no idea who to test it up against.
Yeah.
So that is how like the armchair sleuths, how Rebecca was looking at it. Mm-hmm. So she was literally going through message boards and she was the one who found Dawn.
That's crazy.
Yes. And she found Dawn under the name Lisa in a different location because of like Ancestry.com and message boards of missing people.
Wow.
Like literally. She
nuts.
said that she had messaged Dawn and was like, do you think it's possible that your mother was in this location at this time? And she goes, yeah, that's where we were. Oh. And she goes, I think that your mother is Denise Bowden. And the response from Lisa was like, I'm shaking.
How could you imagine getting that message?
When you were adopted out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and
out
you
of
didn't
nowhere.
know he was your real dad.
Yeah. And then you're like, wait, what?
And you know he was probably like, oh, no, your mom left. She went to the gas station and left.
Yeah. She hates you.
She was so young that whenever she met, there was no other man in her life to compare him to. She was 6 months. You don't have fucking memories until you're 3.
Right.
It's just.
That's nuts.
And then luckily, whenever she does the DNA testing and realizes that she's not the blood of Rasmussen, that would always be my biggest fear. My mental, like my brain. Mm-hmm. If I found out today that my dad was, well, number one, I'm too much like my dad. So I'm going to say my mom.
Yeah. If
somehow I found out that there's no way that my mom wasn't my fucking mom. She birthed me. But let's just say my dad. If I found out that my dad wasn't my dad and that my real father, my birth father, was a serial killer, I would be like, do I want to kill that kitten?
There's all kinds of shows like that are about that. And they're like, and even kids that come from just bad homes or poor homes or something, they're always like, I don't want to be like my parents, or I don't want to be. So like, could you imagine coming from somebody that did this shit? Not just like, I don't want to be a bitch like my mom. You're like, I don't want to kill 40,000 million people.
Like, why did he take her and not kill her with, and I know the answer. I'm asking, why did he not kill Dawn with Denise? And it's because it made him better and an easier person for you to talk to because he was a dad taking care of a little girl.
Yeah. He was using it as bait.
Yes.
Yeah. I had a friend.
Isn't that insane to kill a mother and take the baby?
Yes. All of this is insane. I had a friend in college who borrowed my puppy and took him to the park. Try to meet girls. So it's like.
Was he ugly?
No, he was actually cute.
Then he didn't need to do that.
I know. I was like, I don't think you need this, but you can take him because
And then to say it was somebody else's baby.
He's like, I'm watching it for my friend, so that made him look even better.
Oh my god.
I was like, nowadays it would look like he'd be a creep, but back then it worked a little bit.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, the 90s that would have been pulled off. That's like every
the 90s. I wasn't in college in the 90s.
That's the only time I feel like that would have worked, sister. The only time. So yeah, that was fucked up.
Yeah,
I definitely suggest though, if you're interested in it, to watch the 2020 special. Just because this one is so it's complex, like, and even in it, whenever you can, I don't know. Sometimes you have to like hold on to the belief of the documentary because you actually are seeing the people.
Yeah.
Versus like one of the fucking big articles that I read had a typo of saying it was in 2022 that Unsoon died, and it was 2002, and I'm like, that's a huge fucking error.
Yeah,
that it then made me flip back through and triple check everything.
Yeah,
and that's the hard part when you do research, because I'm always I feel like I'm like overly explaining the fact that I did not report on this whenever it happened in 1985.
Right.
But that's always the crazy part of piecing this stuff together.
Yeah.
And I listen to other podcasts and they speak it all like it's truth.
Yeah.
And I just can't, because I'm like,
no,
I can't say it with 100% confidence because I'm comparing 9 resources and not all 9 of them are saying the same thing.
Right. That's why we always are real. And we're like, listen, we don't know shit about fuck, but we're going to cherry pick, and here's where we found everything.
And I will say that is probably why we are yet to have our own moment on a documentary for the bear.
Yet. Maybe Dateline 2020 will hire us.
You know, I think
you gave him a shout out.
Yeah, right. I feel like the big difference too is like we do not spend a season on a case.
No.
And for us personally, if you feel like that's something you want to see, or there's a case that you're like, I want a 3-part series on. Me and Heather have talked about it before.
Yes.
I've been the one pushing for
That's
this.
why I was like,
that I want to dig really hard into a particular case and do it as a series.
That would be cool.
It would be cool. But I also feel like, too, it would be one of those things like we have to get the right case. So if there's one that you guys are like, there's so much, dig into this, let us know. We're down to do it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't forget, like, rate, review, subscribe.
Yeah.
If you listen to us on different platforms, we would love for you to come over to Spotify.
That's right. And all of our oh yeah.
Yeah, I was still talking this bitch.
I know. If you want to hear us interrupt each other, if you want to watch our facial expressions, mine's moving a little bit. I need to go see Hatef.
Yes.
I got a lot of movement over here. But in all the show notes, all of our links are there. So go check those out. Support the show.
Yes. Don't forget, y'all. Don't get mad.
Get sassy.
We love you. Bye.
We love you. Bye. I love that you always put your foot in. Bye.
This episode was sponsored, edited, and produced by Wonderboy Media. Get the deets at WBOYmedia.com to see how you can make your podcast dreams a reality.
Help us out and be sure to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to our audio project. Don't forget, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at, of course, A Couple of Sassholes.
Want more sass? Become a member of our Patreon for bonus content, merch, and more. Plus, we're on Cameo now, so there's even more ways to get the sass you need just how you like it. As always, don't get mad.
Get sassy.
Theodore, can I pet that dog?